that's enough. What a beautiful Mancunian crowd on a beautiful Mancunian day. Friends, I have a bad habit of milking whatever tenuous local connections I have wherever I travel. But I am here as a proud, nearly Mancunian, Stockport might account, a proud Manc here today on this day. And I'm proud for lots of reasons. I love this city. For many reasons which I won't bore you for, but for one that I think is relevant today, that this city has a proud, long history of people who stood up against injustice, stood up for what was right, whatever the odds that were stacked against them. That's the tradition of Manchester, and it's the tradition of this country as well. Not far away, back in 1819, working class Mancunians, men, women and children, they gathered in great number and they gathered to fight for democracy. And they faced the persecution and the violence of the state in what became known as the Peterloo Massacre. And I raise it for two reasons. Firstly, to remember that everything we have, all our rights and freedoms, were not given to us as acts of generosity by the powerful, but were won because our ancestors fought for them at such cost and in such sacrifice. We stand on the shoulders of giants and we never forget it. We never forget it. But we remember it too, because it gives us a bit of perspective. That however hard things often seem, however powerful those at the top appear to be, that our ancestors faced what seemed like far more insurmountable odds than us, and still they overcame. And that is why we too will overcome as well and be vindicated by history. Now, this is about hope. It's about optimism. It's about not allowing us to believe that injustice is like the weather, which in Manchester is a bit touch and go. That we don't complain about it raining, there's nothing we can do about it, it's just the way the world is. But injustice is not like the weather. Injustice is created by people and it can be removed by people as well. It's temporary, it's transient. It can be overcome if we have enough determination and courage and resilience like our ancestors showed. Now look, that's why we're full of optimism and hope. We're full of cheer. It's not about grinning and taking it, it's grinning and fighting it. That's what we're going to do. But friends, this party which has invaded this city today, they often patronise workers. They say they are hard-working Britons who are doing the right thing. This is a country where most people in poverty are in work. And they get up in the morning and they earn their poverty day after day. The supermarket worker, the cleaner who gets up in a night bus to clean the houses of millionaires who earn more in a week than they earn in a year. And what is this government doing to those they patronise as hard-working Britons? They are slashing away their support, their tax credits, driving them ever further into poverty and insecurity. And what will it mean? This is what it means for people. It means kids will have fewer hot meals in their bellies. It means kids will grow up in colder homes. It means kids will have parents who are even more stressed as they lie awake at night, wondering how on earth they pay the next bill. And they fling this word around, the Tories, patriotism. There is nothing patriotic about making working people in this country pay for the greed and the mistakes of the people at the top with power. Nothing patriotic at all. Now friends, this is the job we have. This is the job we have. It is crucial that we protest, and we keep protesting in great numbers. And we have this optimism and determination and resilience. But a protest, of course, as we all know, it's not just about turning up and we pat ourselves on the back and then we go home and think the job is done. This is a launch pad. This isn't about feeling better. It's about beginning to fight back in every single community in this country. And what that means is we all have a responsibility. We've all got to become leaders now. That means going into our communities and committing all the time we have to building a grassroots movement from below that organises people who don't vote, that organises those working class people with fears on housing and jobs and services and the future of their kids who've been peddled a politics of fear by the likes of UKIP. Instead, we've got to offer them a politics of hope instead. So please, after today, when we have a great time marching together in solidarity with all that hope, that we make a vow, a pledge, that in the next year, whatever they throw at us, and the media are going to throw everything at us, but whatever happens, we stick together and throw everything we have into building the biggest progressive movement this country has ever seen. That's what we've got to do. No pressure. That's what we've got to do. So friends, have optimism, have determination, have courage, remember the traditions of our ancestors, and with the same courage and determination, we will build a society run in the interests of the real wealth creators, working people, not a society run as a racket for those at the top. Keep fighting, keep having hope, and we'll win. Solidarity.